Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. And we are here for episode 3 of the Encore. And do y'all want to know how much I love this show? I am waking up before my alarm clock at 4 o'clock in the morning to do this review before I go to work. So let's get
I
into
do
it.
not owe you conversation. Let's also get that clear. We don't want to hear from you. Go ahead. She said, well, I changed my mind. And she has that right.
Okay, so we're starting off this episode where the last one ended with Keely being upset, crying, talking about she should go home. And the twins are telling her, no, you don't have to go home. You just have to take responsibility of your actions of what has happened so far, like while this is going on. And one of the twins, I believe it was Fallon, she said, she believes that Keely really wants to be in the group. Like, she's not there to be a creative director, but she's scared, which I talked about with Rambling K, and she has said it herself in her own reviews, that Keely has been bullied for so long that she's afraid to put herself out there, which I also find strange because it's like she has also been the bully. It's just like you got the thing with throwing the chicken or whatever, and then her being on Disney Channel, those clips coming out of her being like rude to people behind the scenes. It's just like, okay, yeah, she may have been attacked, but she also attacks other people. So I can only feel bad for her, like, so far. It's like you can't portray yourself to be this mean girl, and then when people say stuff to you, you cry and get to act so offended. Um, and so they're discussing like the type of songs that they want to do, and the older women, more so Pam, they're going to create a gospel song, and then Shamari shoulders bouncing. She just loves her husband so much that it's like she was the driving force of I want to make a song about being married by my husband. And so like the married women of the group, they're going to create a song, and then they get into the studio. So like let's get to work. So while they're in the studio, there's a song playing called Bird's Eye View that the twins wrote, and this sounds good. I would want to hear that. I hope they put it out for real, and it's not just for this show, because it sounds good. um and so like everybody's grooving, and they're like, okay, you can do this part and we can do this, and then it's just like, where's Lamisha? Auntie went to bed. She's like, I had to, y'all's trying to stay up too late. I ain't got time. I went to sleep. She went to sleep, excuse me. And they're just like, we only have a certain amount of time, and we really need to be in the studio. And I would think, even not for this show, just being an artist, period, they be at the studio all hours of the night. You ain't got to set bedtime. Like, you're not at home. You're here to work. And I think, like, as a recording artist, you should be up every waking moment that you can. You better drink some coffee and get it together. Um, and so the next day, oh no, yeah, the next day they're talking about another song that they have, which is Skeletons. And as soon as Aubrey hears the song, she's like, I want that for us. They can do something else, but that right there, that sounds like that's just for the three of Aubrey and the twins, because that's their group that they have, and then the others is the separate group. And so the twins say it, and when Pam comes down, they say the same thing. It's just like, if that's what you're trying to do, please inform the other members. Don't just say like that's y'all song and you don't tell nobody else. So Aubrey like goes to the other ladies and tells them, like, y'all can start working on another song, but the song Skeletons, that's for us. And Lamisha has a problem. Like, she laughingly said it, but you could tell she had a problem. She's like, I love that song. Why do y'all get to keep that song and just basically just kick us out of it? And come to find out, which I did not know, Lamisha is a writer herself. She has written hit songs before, but I think Iris said it's been like 10 years since she wrote something. So once again, rusty. But it's just like, I feel like if you knew you was doing this show, you should have like brushed up on your skills a little more. So it's like, don't be coming in there with the crack vocals, and then you are a writer. I'm not gonna say you was. You are a writer, but you haven't written in a long time, so you should have worked on that as well. And so she's gonna be writing the song for the second group. Now, When they get into the studio though, she gets real nervous. She's hot. She looking like she gonna be sick. She like, I can't do this. And she leaves. But Cosign and Elijah are there and they looking like, so what we doing? We not doing nothing? Like, she not writing, we can't get the songs together, like nothing. But even I think while she was down there, she calls the twins down there to like lay harmonies and stuff. And the twins was like, I'm more so Fallon. I really, Felicia don't be getting on my nerves like that. I believe it's all Fallon. She like, I'm tired of Misha. It seemed like she don't really want to do nothing. And it's like every time somebody looking for her, she in her bed. And it's just like, if you came here to work and that's one thing. It's just like, it do feel like they not here for the older people. So it's like, I be side-eyeing the twins on that. But then it's like, Lamisha, I don't know if it's editing, but they can only edit what you give them. Every time somebody looking for you, sis, you in your bedroom or you like sitting off to the side somewhere, you're not looking like you there to work. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem in some type of way. And so then when she leaves the studio because she not feeling good, and you know, Iris, she goes up there to look after her sister because and she said something about sabotaging herself for family, because it's like they both left the studio, of course, Lamisha because she's sick, and then Iris to look after her sister, but she came back down. And Elijah and Cosign, they was like, so we not doing nothing, and she not coming back. And you know, she's like, no, she don't feel good, but we shouldn't stop just because one person not here. And so they was like, would it be disrespectful if we like tried to write without her? And they basically said, yeah, like, you know, that's supposed to be her song, she gonna work on it. And the thing that gets me, Aubrey thinking she Diddy. I do believe she thinks she learned, which I'm not gonna say think. She did learn something from being on Making the Band and actually working with Diddy. But she's like, basically, fuck Lamisha. Like, we got to get this stuff done, and the next time these two show up, it's gonna be our turn to work with them. So they got to figure something out. But they like, you know, once again, it seemed like you just being real divisive with the group and trying to sabotage them. And so they make a decision to everybody get into the studio. It's like, you know, time is flying by. We got to get this done. So go put on your pajamas, get your blankets. We pulling an all-nighter. And while they doing it, they start vibing. So another song, Talking, was another song that they came up with. And I believe Talking is a song for the whole group. And it's another song that sounds good. Like the twins, y'all writing and what is it, beat making ability. It sounds great. It's another song that I would like to hear. And it's like, you know, what is it? It's like, it's going good, boom, bow, whatever. They lay that down. And once again, they like, Lamisha ain't here. So the next morning, they do actually get her down there. After, it's like a thing of, where's everybody at? And I think they was up at the crack of dawn. It was the twins, Aubrey, and Keely in the studio. So they just like, where everybody at? Why we the only ones working? But it really looked like they was up super early, and the women probably didn't get up to like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Because when they showed where Pam is, I think she in the room with Nivea. She still got her scarf on. I think Nivea still got her scarf on. So it's like they just waking up while they used to be in early birds. But anyway, they get Lamisha into the studio to lay her part down. And as soon as she's done, she's like, you know, I don't like my tone on that. So I don't like that. But they're like, no, you sound good. And that's how it's flowing on the song. Then they listening back. And Soldiers for Christ, Pam is like, oh, I'm just not hearing the hook. I don't like that. I'm not calling another woman no hoe. And I've been saying that from the beginning. There is nothing wrong with Pam being religious now, but she is on a different path in her life than what these girls are trying to do. And her constantly trying to slow things down because she is living for the Lord is... I was with Fallon. It was either Fallon, one of the twins. I'm so sorry. Cause they was like, well, we gotta take Ho out. Like Nivea, she was like, you know, she wants to take Ho out. Can we make it a clean version? And she's like, no. And I'm with her. Like, sometimes you just gotta put your foot down. It's like, it flows in the song, it make it sound good. It's like, the song is called Talking, we talking our shit. Like, no, I'm not taking the word out the song. So now Pam is like, oh, that's cool, I ain't gotta be on the song. And it's like, motherfucker, yes you do. And I'm so sorry to call that woman that. But it's just like, when you get mad, it's just like, come on now. If we all got, that's the mandate in the little thing or whatever. On 3 of these songs, everybody has to be on the song. So I don't have to be on the song. Yes, you do. You do got to be on the song, and you just don't have to sing that part. So now you can't be associated with, like, Pam. Do you know we still got Total Records? We could still listen to those songs that you were singing back in the day. Like, yeah, you're a different person now, but it's just like, come on now. Don't act like you ain't never said no words and just say, because I ain't even finna get into all that. So, then they talk about Bird's Eye View, because it was like, okay, not Skeleton, sorry. Talking is the only record with everybody on it. And Lamisha, she was like, well, what about Bird's Eye View? Because I also thought that was a song for everybody. And the twin, no, everybody can't sing on that record. It's just like, damn, you shut that down quick. So, of course, Lamisha is offended, because she's like, that sounds like they just want that to be just for them. And it's like, a lot of the songs that they're coming up with, it seems like, they're not willing to share. And it's just like, I thought that was the purpose of this, of us, finding records that the split up groups can work with, or it's for everybody. And it's just like, if you keeping every song like, no, y'all can't have that one. Y'all can't have that one either. No, y'all won't sound right on that one. It's just like, what we doing? And for them to only have to come up with 5 songs, you would think that it would be easier, but it's not. It's becoming very difficult. And so, of course, when they leave the studio, Lamisha is talking about that. She's like, it just seems like what they trying to say, that me and Irish can't sing. And it's just like, now, Lamisha, I don't agree at this point. That's not what she said. Because it wasn't just y'all two. They said everybody can't sing on that song. And it's just like, when they show at the bottom of the screen is showing like who the vocalists are, it literally just says Felicia and Fallon. So it's like literally only those 2 people on that song. So I think if they did give that song to somebody, it would only be 2 people. And so Nivea, once again, Nivea is shining through on this episode. She is such a comedic relief that I just love to see. And that little leather furry jacket thing, I thought I wouldn't like it when I first saw it. I was like, but the more I looked at it, I said, that looked good on her. I like that little burgundy, and I love the color burgundy. So she was looking good at her confessional. But anyway, Cedar's World, baby, pops up, and it's time for a new queen. And Aubrey is the new queen. She actually got 6 votes from the ladies. And I think that's because with her creative board that she made, vision board, excuse me, everybody was really feeling that. And I was like, it's a thing. It's a, what is it? Like a vote of the moment thing, because it's like when Pam was trying to bring everybody together and they learned that they had to vote for a queen, it was Pam. Now, just last night, Aubrey made the vision board and is trying to bring everybody together. So now it's Aubrey. It's just like whoever has made them feel good within the last few moments. I feel like they're very swayed by their votes, in my opinion. And Keely still feels like she should be queen, because she could show them some things. But it's like, Keely, if you're the creative director, even without being queen, you could do that. Like, you don't need this title of queen to be able to do your job. And so automatically Aubrey gets to work. I use air quotes a lot because it's just like she really ain't do nothing, but she feel like she did something. It's like she wrote a list of the songs that they have and like the times they're supposed to be in the studio. So it's just like, let's get this done. I'm ready to go to work. And so while they're in the studio, the twins, like, they're on the computer and they're just like, where did Lamisha and Iris's parts go? Because when she said where did talking go, I thought she meant like the whole song had been lost. But no, it was just Lamisha and Iris's part. And they were looking for them, like tell them they gotta lay the song over again. And so when they come down and they redo the parts and they go back upstairs talking to the other ladies, it's like, this is real suspicious because we not even singing the parts that we did the last time. And how is it that only our parts were deleted? Nothing else got deleted, just our parts of the song. And it's like, yeah, it do sound fishy. Even if it's not meant to, it's just like them the only two parts y'all lost. Like, make it make sense. And so while they're sitting down at dinner, they bring it up because it's like at first they're like, Queen Aubrey, how do you feel? And I wish they would stop doing that. Like when somebody is appointed queen, you don't have to start calling them queen. I don't feel that way. So she's like, how do you feel about everything and what do you want to see done? So Aubrey says now that she wants to see more group effort and people singing together, working together. And Lamisha's like, that all sound good, but scratch that. Let's get to the real issue here. It sounds like y'all don't want nobody on y'all records and y'all not being forthcoming with the group, and it just seemed like it's all about y'all don't welcome nobody into the studio. Anytime I come down there, y'all rolling y'all eyes and giving attitude, and y'all make it seem like and feel like that the studio is basically y'all's, and it's just like all the songs y'all gotta have control of, like can't nobody do nothing. And the twins is looking at her sideways, but it's just like, you're more than welcome to come down there. If you hear us working on something, come down there, put your input in, grab a pad and a pen, get to work. Like nobody is stopping you from doing anything. But once again, Lamisha is feeling away. She's like, yes, you do. You roll your eyes, you make me feel unwanted. It's just always energy from y'all, like the studio just belong to y'all. So this starts an argument. They just keep going back and forth, and the twins is telling her like, ain't nobody stopping you from working, you just don't want to, basically. And so Aubrey tries to gain control of the argument, but ain't nobody trying to listen to the white girl. And it's just like, I don't even know why you thought that you, like, the white girl is the queen of all the black women. I'm joking. But yeah, every time she tried to talk, like they yelling at each other across the table. So it's just like, and Aubrey's at the head of the table. They ain't paying her no mind. And it's like, there's a break in silence for a minute. And Aubrey starts yelling. She's like, I can't even finish a effing sentence. And I think it was Felicia right next to her. She's like, stop yelling at me. And she's like, I can't, you won't even let me talk. And Felicia says, my voice is not loud and yours shouldn't be either. Stop yelling at me. So now the twins and Aubrey are turning on each other because Aubrey says that she's over the twins because they are too emotional. And, they're always feeling attacked. And it's like, in a way, they kind of are, though. It's like people get this vibe from them, but they also have to defend themselves, too. And which she says now she's calling them divisive, saying like they're being divisive. And it's like, Aubrey, once again, we saw you on Making the Band. Like, yeah, at first you wanted to be in the group, but when y'all finally made it, like that last season, girl, you were all about making over your body. You and what's that woman? D Woods. Y'all was all about being hot girls in the city, running around being cute. Y'all wasn't about that group. Y'all had made y'all money and thought y'all was hot shit then. So don't make it seem like you ain't never been a problem. And so while they talking, the twins said, Fallon, she's like, let's just scratch everything. Do the record. You can do the record. You write it, you lay it down. I don't, like I said, I'm not a music person. I don't know all the terms or whatever. She's like, you do all that. And we'll step back. We won't do nothing. You do it. You do what we've been doing this whole time and scratch the record. And she's like, we'll scratch everything. Y'all do it. And I think it was Nivea who said, she was like, or Shamari. She was like, she has a point. It was Keely. She was like, it's a weird way to say it, but I agree. If you have such a problem with the way I'm doing things, let me take all my stuff back and you do the record. I won't say nothing. I won't do nothing. I'll just show up and sing like you've been doing. do the record. But one thing I don't like that I am gonna get on more so Fallon than Felicia, stop throwing out these names. I'll take my songs and I'll give them to Bieber. I'll take my songs and I'll give them to Ariana Grande. It's like, okay, yes, you do, because once again she threw up the fact that one of her songs, it's just like, I just made a hit record like some months ago or something like that. And it's like, Fallon, that may be true. Like, nobody is taking away your accomplishments. But every time somebody says something to you, stop throwing that up. It's you making yourself seem insecure because you keep saying that. Like, oh, I've worked with this person and I work with this person. I don't need this little thing. Because if this show is just such a little thing and really like basically beneath you is what you're saying, then why are you here? Just tell me that. Like, why are you here? If it's so beneath you every time an argument comes up and you could be doing something else with such a grand artist, why are you here? Go do that then. And stop throwing it up in these women's faces that that's what you do. And so now, when it's all done and over with, everybody's ready to leave. Lamisha saying she tired of the twins. The twins can go F off, freaking frack. She tired of them. She ready to go. And so, of course, Keely is following one of the twins around. I was typing notes, so I wasn't looking up. And she's like, what can I do for you? And she's like, Keely, I don't even know at this point. At this point, I'm ready to go. Ain't nothing you can do for me. I'm just done. I'm tired of this situation of going back and forth, which I find so funny because at the beginning of the episode, one of the twins had just said, it was just us defending ourselves against everybody and we got everything cool. And now it's back to them basically being against people again. I don't know, because this is going to be every episode until the end, and I bet you in the end, somehow they managed to pull it all together, and I'm tired of Pam. I am tired of Pam. I'm sorry. It's just like her attitude and how she do things. It's just like, you're not meant to be there. Like, don't stop singing. You can go be a gospel artist, but this right here, what they got going, it's not meant for you. Because there was a little thing of her doing choreography. Because I meant to say that, like, I think it was the first episode when they was learning choreography. The way this is edited, in my mind, doesn't make sense. Because it's like, if y'all haven't even started writing yet and don't know the type of music y'all gonna be dancing to, how y'all learning dance steps? What y'all learning dance steps to? I know it can be to see, like, if people know how to dance and what to do, but it's just like, if you don't have a song in mind, like, what are you trying to learn these steps for? Because in the end, when you finally do learn a song, what's the purpose of learning these steps? I don't know. Next episode, it seems like their newfound queen is going to be missing for a day or for some reason. And when she come back, the twins will have tried to take her off of a song and put Shamari in her spot. And that might create even more tension. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And